Hello everyone and welcome back to my walkthrough of Dark Souls 3. We are fresh after defeating the Abyss Watchers and placing them on their throne. And now we are going to finish up the Firelink shrine outside area.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service?
So, I need the tower key. Thanks.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Right, and aside from that, I will also need
Back again, I see. I suppose this means you're after sorceries.
the spook spell, which prevents fall damage, and that's something that I am going to use. Alright, aside from that, if we buy some specific sorceries, such as Faron Flash Sword, Spook, Oral Decoy, and Pestilent Mist, if we talk to Orbeck once again.
Oh, I have something for you. You're a fine sorcerer now, no mistake. You should have something to prove it. Go on. If I'm giving something away, you'd better well take it.
Well, that's not what I was mentioning.
How do you like gimmicks, friend? This is a sign, a cipher, employed by sorcerers who use quietude to their advantage.
There we go. We get a gesture and a slumbering dragon crest ring. Now, this ring is quite nice as it masks the noise you make by moving. So you can be running behind an enemy's back, you can be doing whatever you want, rolling, backstepping, whatever, and the enemy will not hear you if you wear this ring.
With this, you can be sure to tell friend from foe from your very first encounter. It's a very old practice at this point, but one that you deserve to know.
Right, cool, thanks.
Promise to stay safe.
I wish I could. I really wish. So, I'm going to need to equip Sorcerer's Staff, which luckily was dropped by one of the enemies in the Road of Sacrifices. And if it hadn't been the case, I would have to buy one from the Shrine Handmaid instead. Alright, now let me attune the spell that I need, which is Spook, the one that prevents fall damage. Alright, and now let's go up these stairs. Let's wait for the fog to disappear. Actually, since I have this big weapon right now, I am going to go and defeat the NPC first. It shouldn't be a problem right now. Let me just clear these guys first to make sure they don't interrupt me. Now, this NPC. Whoa, that was close. Alright, come a bit closer, and this is not going well. How about I stop trying to be funny and just execute basic attacks? No? Alright, there we go. The NPC has been defeated and we get his weapon, his attire and his gloves. Alright, now let's go back inside the shrine and turn right and go up the stairs. So there are a couple of things here. Firstly, over here is a giant tree, which let me quickly explain how it works. If you are invaded by someone, either by another player or by an NPC, you can then come back here to pick up a seed of the giant tree, and if you use that item, the next time you are invaded, all of the enemies in the area will be hostile towards the invader as well, which works to your advantage, you could say. So now up here, this is the door that needed the tower key to be unlocked, and this is where we can climb and drop down to get the ladder over here. Now back here we can also find another crystal lizard, so let's take it out. There we go. Another twinkling titanite to add to the collection, and we can now climb up this ladder, and we can also get the item over there. But there's another little bonus.
Me, pickle pea. Me, bumperum.
So this is kind of like a trading station, I guess you could say. You can leave some specific items, and then they are traded for some other items. That's pretty much it. You can leave a firebomb, a black firebomb, a homeward bone, a Ziegbräu,
Me, pickle pea. Me, bumperum.
No, I'm not trading with you. I don't need to. Anyway, down here on this lower roof, we find 3 more homeward bones, and we can also find a way into the shrine, which is similarly to in the Cathedral of the Deep, so high up that fall is lethal. And over here, if we are careful, we can pick up an Estus shard, and this is another place where we can trade with the crow, I guess. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. There's an illusory wall here, and behind it you can drop over here to find a chest with a covetous silver serpent ring. Now what this one does is it increases the souls you get from defeating enemies. I will cast Spook once again, because I'm not sure if I can make this jump. I actually did. Okay, sweet. So now that this side is unlocked, let's cross the bridge instead of jumping off of it. And let's head into this bell tower. And ahead of us there is a way up in the form of a lever, a lift, not a lever. And up here we can find a Firekeeper soul, which, fun fact, this item was just like Undead Bone Shard in Dark Souls 1, but in this game it serves a different purpose, which is connected to the quest line of which the first NPC I kicked off.
Be more careful. By the gods, curiosity is gonna kill you, kittens. Some places are better left alone, you know. Oh, sorry. Am I a tad too late?
You are really pushing your luck.
Have no fear. There's beauty in death. Besides, you're amongst your own. Plenty of company, right?
You are insufferable. So, how do we get down? Well, we can drop down here on these platforms, I guess, I'm not sure. Or we can go over here, as there is just one place we can land. But there's an item. So, just to make sure that nothing terrible happens, let me apply the spell. And now the way I do it is I look at this one, this line, and I try to roll towards it. And I also perform a plunging attack to make sure I don't accidentally slip off. And the item over here is a set of Firekeeper armor, and I dropped exactly as my spook spell timed out, so I took some damage on the second fall. Anyway, we also find an Estus ring, which the way it works is it increases the HP restored by Estus by 20%. So that's quite nice if you have a lot of health. Alright, now let me go back over here and let's find this cheeky bugger. You.
Ah, oh, you're alive. Now, hold your horses. Let's have a nice talk about this. I'll come clean. I did you wrong. I didn't mean it, though. Not one bit. You get these urges, running the business and all, and I hate myself for it. I do. You know what I mean. Terrible, really. But I can see you'll forgive me. You're alive, after all. And that's what counts, right?
Stop it with your trickery.
Oh, for heaven's sake, no need to jest with a face like that. You're still alive, and I'm here grovelling in the dirt, so to speak. Oh, I know. Here, a token of my sincerity. Right and proper, huh? We're just a couple of outcasts. Let's make the best of it.
Get out of my face.
Can't find anything you like. Well, you could try looking a little harder.
You could try being a little bit nicer. Anyway, there is another NPC here that I have not yet talked to.
Unkindled, are we? And fast on the trail of the Lords absconded. Then these red eyes are for you. Use them to pillage endless and briefly heighten your strength for your duty. What else are unkindled ashes good for?
I will talk to him more later, but for now let's continue on with our journey. But before that I'm going to reinforce Estus.
Well, Matt, it's good to see you and what needs smithing.
This one. Thanks. Bye bye. Alright. So let's go to the Abyss Watcher's bonfire, as we were told that beyond Pharaon Keep is our next destination. And sure enough, if we approach this altar, we can see that there are some stairs leading down to the Catacombs of Carthus. So, let's explore this area, shall we? Alright, there we go. Some Carthus Rouge, and this guy got back up. Rude. Anyway. Ooh, you're approaching me? How dare you? Rude. Alright. Now, moving on, what more have we got? We've got more skeletons to take out. Alright, sweet. What else? What else? More skeletons. Alright, let's take you out as well. These guys are bad to the bone, let me tell you. Right, anyway. Let's go this way now. And when these guys are doing something like this, you don't want to attack them, as they are ready to parry your strike. This weapon of mine, however, is a bit too big for them to parry, so I don't need to worry about it. And they were guarding this little path with a soul of a nameless soldier. Now down here there's another enemy that I could technically jump and plunge attack with the spook spell, which, you know what, I just might. Surprise! That was satisfying. Alright, some titanite shards and oh, hi. Alright, this weapon is very, very powerful. Now let's go back a little bit. Let's take out these guys as well. And now there was another path up here that I could have taken. And that path goes over here. And now in this area there are quite a few of these pressure plates which trigger traps, so you need to really watch your step. Right, so down this ladder we can find a soul of a nameless soldier, and over here we find another one of the big skeletons. So let me heal a little bit first. And let's get the jump on this guy. There we go. A titanite shard and 3 kukri. And there's another skeleton shooting at us. Let's get to him. As this right here is an illusory wall. Now, there was also the sharp gem over there that I picked up. So that's nice. And this guy got back up as well. And in this little corner we find Carthus Pyromancy Tome. So one that our dear Pyromancer Cornix will be happy to receive. Right, before I go down here, I want to go to this side path and What a surprise! There are more skeletons that I need to deal with. Alright. So over here we can find Henri. Hello.
Oh, hello. How very fortunate. Have you seen my companion, Horace? To my shame, I was snared by a trap and we've become separated. I've not been able to find him since.
No, I haven't
Yes,
seen it.
I see.
Him. I haven't
Horace
seen him.
is a valiant knight. He can look after himself, no question. He's probably searching for me right now, with twice the resolve. If you happen upon him, please tell him that I remained in the catacombs, and I will lay prism stones to guide him, as always. Please send him word, I beg of you. May the flames guide your way.
Okay, so now we need to find Horace, and hello, Crystal Lizard. And, okay, rude, like, actually rude. Also, there's an item we can find over here, 3 blood red moss clumps. And let's get to these skeleton archers, shall we? Right, so the way to get to them is actually from the start of the area, before even crossing the bridge. There are some platforms that you can drop to take out both of those guys. And since I don't want to break my ankles, I am going to cast the spook spell, which is quite a useful one. Alright, let's deal with you first. Then let's deal with you. And what have we got now? We have got another drop, so I will cast Spook once again, and I'll try to get the jump attack on that guy by jumping towards him and plunging, and oh lord, this is a skeleton ball that is actually controlled by this guy. So if we get rid of him, that ball of bones will shatter. There we go. So now that this has been dealt with, let me go pick up this item, which is an ember. Oh, poor Henri. Right, and the item that dropped from the skeleton ball is an undead bone shard. Sweet. Now this is a sick joke. So there's a bonfire, right? But there are these iron bars, and this is the lever that would supposedly raise them, and it's broken. Like, you cannot go through here. You need to find another way to this bonfire. Right, so let's go do that. Firstly, let's deal with these skeletons once again. And these cheeky buggers try to get back up, which is rude. And this guy is throwing some voodoo projectiles, so that's rude. Now to the right over here there's an item behind all those vases, and the thing about them is quite a lot of them actually let out these homing projectiles, I guess. Anyway, there's also a pressure plate below this vase, so if you just destroy all of them, you might trigger a trap, and it might not end well. Anyway, the item over here is Carthus milk ring, and what it does is it boosts your dexterity by 3 points, and it also makes you partially disappear when you roll. Well, temporarily. Right, and over here we find another big skeleton, so let's deal with him. Let's deal with this guy as well. There we go, and I see this pile of bones which is trying to get back up, and oh lord, this big skeleton also got back up. Right, so anyway, let's now continue going, and there are two big guys and a pressure plate, which these guys have lived here quite a long time, so they know how to avoid the traps. I will unfortunately have to defeat them by myself. So let's go do that. This guy dropped a Titanite shard. This guy also dropped a Titanite shard. And over here is a large soul of an unknown traveler. Moving on. Now over here, be careful, you don't want to fall down there. I'm going to go explore that area, but I am not going to drop. So, moving on. Here we get another ball of skeletons and an item, which is a large Titanite shard. So that's nice. And what's even nicer is that we finally get to the bonfire in this area. The Catacombs of Carthus. Alright, so let's be careful with the ball, right? Let's wait for it to pass. And after it does, I'm going to quickly run down the stairs and keep on exploring this area. Right, so we got a couple of rats, which, oh my lord, they just got wrecked by the ball and I just walked into it as well. Anyway, so what have we got here? We have got an item, 2 Titanite shards. Now let's go this way, where we can find a big rat. So let's take it out now. There's also a small rat, which we can take out as well. Now, over here is actually where there are a few more of these guys. Yes, I was just talking about you. And these guys are very resistant to physical damage, but weak to fire damage. So I want to pick up the sword, the fire longsword, but I don't want to be over 70% of equip load, so I'm going to change the trousers and unequip the staff. Right, so moving on. Let's take out these guys. And now there are also quite a few skeletons to deal with, so let's do that. There we go. Alright, that was a lucky hit. Let's now take out this one. And the last skeleton is over here, so let's take him out, and that was brutal. Anyway, this is the hole that I showed earlier, and this is how we get to this area. And at the end of it is an item and more of these guys who are just trying to catch us unaware. But luckily we have awareness of our surroundings and we don't get caught. And at the end of this path is the Carthus blood ring, which the way this one works is it increases the amount of time you cannot take damage when you roll, but instead of that, as a counterbalance, you take more damage overall. I'm not going to use it. Anyway, let's now clear out all of these guys. There's one over here, there's one over here. Come on, get down from there. Right, there we go. Now that this area has been cleared, I can switch back to the big sword, and if I go over here, I find iron bars that I cannot open from this side, an ember, and I am also invaded by an NPC. So this guy has a big sword, but I also have a big sword, so it's a battle of the big swords. Now if you don't have a big sword, however, you can try to utilize the ball to defeat this enemy. Not like that, however. That was very bad on my end. Right, so, you know, keep him busy, right? Wait for the ball to come. And there we go. And let's finish you off. There we go. As a reward for defeating this guy, we get some souls, a gesture, and a Night Slayer's ring. The way that ring works is whenever you attack a shield, the enemy will lose more stamina. Whoa, chill, I'm explaining something. Whenever you attack an enemy that is currently blocking with a shield, that enemy will lose more stamina and will let go of their guard sooner. Right, so up here we find a couple more big skeletons to deal with. We also find this guy, the one who is controlling the ball. We can take care of him. Right, let's get rid of this archer as well. There we go. We got some fire arrows and a titanite shard. Another pressure plate that this time actually hit those guys. That's fun. I mean, you could say that it's 50%. Either it's going to hit them or it's not. Anyway, over here we have a couple more items. One of them is a large titanite shard. And the other is... oh, I've been spotted. And the other item is Grave Warden's Ashes. Now, a trick to when skeletons get back up and when they don't. If their eyes are glowing white, they will reanimate, unless they are brought down with a blessed weapon. So, a weapon infused with blessed gem. Right, so this ball dropped a dark gem and a crab. Anyway, let's now continue on. So the upper floor has been explored, the lower floor has been explored, and now let's get out of the catacombs through this tunnel. We get another crystal lizard. This one drops a fire gem. We get a message with hi. A rude. We get another message which says suspended bridge is wearing thin. And there's also this item, 3 yellow bug pellets. And this is the other side of the bars, and on this side there's the lever that we can use to raise those bars. There are also a couple items here, a large soul of a nameless soldier and a couple of black bug pellets. There's also Henri standing over there. Hello.
Oh, hello. We meet again. Have you seen Horace anywhere?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yes. I see. I've searched high and low with no luck. Perhaps he's left the catacombs. Oh, Horace. Where have you run off to?
That must be tough. Right, let's now cross the bridge. The suspended bridge that is wearing thin. And all of the skeletons just woke up, so let's not allow them to get to us. Let's bring the bridge down. And one of the skeletons somehow survived. Anyway, I am not going to need the fire longsword anymore, so let's keep going on without it. And this is where we get to the end of Catacombs, pretty much. And the door in this room, the one over there, is locked. We cannot open it. We instead only have one choice, which is to touch the goblet. Spooky. Okay, so we are now in a dark area, and there is an item and High Lord Wolnir. So generally you want to avoid this fog as it deals high damage, and what you want to target is his hands, or more accurately his wrists, where he has the bracelets. And unfortunately, Wolnir just performed a move where he summons additional skeletons to help him in battle. And even worse, he has now summoned his giant sword. One saving grace is that his attacks can also damage the skeletons that he summons. Right, so now one bracelet remains. Let's try to get to it without touching the fog. The fog is deadly. And there we go, that's the last bracelet down, and High Lord Wolnir has been defeated. And we get his soul as a reward. Pretty standard stuff. And now the darkness has passed. Well, it's currently passing, but it will have passed in a moment. There we go. And after High Lord Wolnir has been defeated, the door opens. And now we can exit the catacombs. But before we do that, there is a little bit more that I intend to show. We are not yet done with this area. So, when we go back this way, the bridge that collapsed can be now used as a ladder. And we can descend down this ladder to a lower part of the catacombs, where we find a demon. And unfortunately Sigvard is not here anymore, so we need to take out this demon without his help. Right, I need to watch my stamina. And oh lord, what happened here? Right, so I need to watch my stamina because I don't want to have none when he's about to perform an attack. Okay, run. Run. When you see him do that, run. Like, just run. Right, and if he's not doing that, you can run, but this time towards him. Right, he's breathing fire, which means as long as I stay near his tail, I should be fine. Okay, run. Once again, let's run. Let's not risk it. There we go. And there we go. The demon has been taken out. We get a soul of a demon. And now, on this level, the upper one, we find a chest that is not actually a chest. So let's not open it, let's not get eaten. Let's instead take out this mimic. There we go, and this is so annoying. Like, I cannot get this item. The only thing I can do at this point, or not the only thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and quit and then reload the game again to reload the area. So, BRB. Alright, the reason this works is because it's a unique drop, the Black Blade. If something like that happened with a basic enemy that just so happened to drop one of, I don't know, its pieces of armor or maybe its weapon or something like that, then sorry, but you cannot retrieve it. If you reload the area, the item will be gone, as it is not a unique item. So, over here we have a lot of skeletons that are going to reanimate, every single one of them. So it's a good idea to take them out one by one, not get overwhelmed. Aside from that, we can also find a large titanite shard and a soul. Alright, the last two skeletons, let's deal with them. I wish I could get up as quickly as you just did. My mornings would be so much smoother. So, we can descend even further down into the catacombs, where we find Old Sage's blindfold and a witch's ring, and we find another bonfire, which I shall rest at. And this bonfire, abandoned tomb, actually leads to another area, which marks the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.